I'm in the baptistry here at St. Ignatius Church. It's one of the most beautiful rooms in our magnificent building, and it's too bad most people don't know about it. It's also a bit ironic because it houses our baptismal font, the one that we use through most of the year. This font, the source of the life that God gives to us in baptism, symbolic of the life that God seeks to give to each one of us, each and every day of our lives. It's the life that God has sought to give us throughout this pandemic, the life that God continues to want to give us as we're back to wearing masks and back to being concerned about this Delta variant. But that new life that God seeks to give us, as I say frequently, is we know the end of the story. We know that despite everything, we will know new life and resurrection. That's a gift that you have given to so many by your generosity. I want to take a moment and thank you for your generous response to our Spring Forward in Faith appeal. That appeal was to help us get to the finish line, the fiscal finish line of our year. And we did. We ended up in the black thanks to your generosity. And it enabled us to continue to deliver our services both in presence as well as virtually. It also helped us to keep our staff whole as they continued to do their ministry serving you.
It's really difficult to understate how much work goes into producing any given Sunday's Mass. Everything from Don liaising with the Archdiocese and the City of San Francisco to make sure we're in line with whatever COVID-19 protocols are in place for that week, to Quincy making sure we're coming into a safe place where we can come together and worship and pray, to Maggie putting together a beautiful musical liturgy every week with all the components that entails, to Pat and Laurel producing the live stream that so many people are enjoying, not just in the Bay Area, but beyond. None of this would be possible without the generous support of our parishioners.
I think for us here at St. Ignatius, like for everybody else around the country and around the world, it's been a little bit nerve-wracking to try to figure out what exactly the right protocols should be. We've had masking requirements and no masking requirements, taking temperatures at the door, sanitizing, cleaning pews. A lot of those things have been very complicated to try to figure out what was the right thing to do.
Oh, just making sure that the doors are open, that's the number one. We make sure that all items are wiped down properly. I have a cleaning crew that comes in here Thursday through Monday, and they do an exceptional job of making sure that everything is sanitized. At this time, we do require that everybody that enters the church wears a mask. That's coming directly from the Archdiocese and the Archbishop, and staying within the guidelines, so those individuals that do feel comfortable can come into church and pray and worship God as they see fit.
I think there are two kinds of weeks. One week is a normal week in a normal world, and then another week would be what we have been living in COVID. And especially for me during COVID, it has been a constant roller coaster and things have been changing. Our staff has been changing as well. So I like to say it's been a little bit like whack-a-mole. So the cost for a week of liturgies has a lot of different components that add that number up. We have 4 vocalists who lead our sections: a soprano, alto, tenor, and bass or baritone, and each of those are paid professionals. And we also have professional accompanists who assist me in choosing music, who help lead rehearsals, and then who serve really as the backbone of what's happening at Mass every weekend. And we have a rehearsal in the middle of the week. And then in addition to our Sunday 10 a.m., where lots of you tune in and participate, we also have a Saturday 5 and a Sunday 5 p.m. where we have music and musicians in the same way.
I think the bottom line is that we kept asking ourselves, what are we doing to be sure to keep the people who come to our church safe? And how are we contributing to public health and safety? And that's been the bottom line of everything that we've been trying to do. And We've had support from the city in terms of helping us to navigate what the changing regulations are. And we've had support from the Archdiocese to navigate the changing regulations are. But most importantly, I think we've had support from our parishioners who have understood that in order to gather for worship safely, we had a lot to keep in mind and a lot to take into account. So I think the patience of everybody who is part of our worshiping community has been the great gift that has come out of the pandemic.
I'm really excited about our offerings this coming fall. We have a wonderful series on conscience formation in these very difficult times, both in our church and in our world. We also have our Home for Dinner Parish picnic coming up at the end of September, which will launch us for the entire year. So I want to thank you again for your huge generosity to Forward in Faith, the generosity that sustained us throughout the pandemic, and the generosity that will carry us forward. I look forward to being with you here in the church, physically, also virtually, however you're able to join us. We're happy for the breadth of our community now that the Holy Spirit has knit together across these 18 months. All of you are very much part of the St. Ignatius Faith community. I look forward to walking forward with you in faith. God bless you.